after I'd been out of work for about 12 months, because I was quite close to my family, they wondered why I hadn't been ringing them or speaking to them. So my dad came up with the car and with the trailer on the back and came and knocked on the door I was living in and said, "Son, you need to come home." So I was like, "Oh, okay, Dad. Look, it's the cold air, it's not a real tear." And I said, "Okay, Dad," because I was just messed up. I was stoned most of the time, and it was just not working. Life was just not happening for me. I needed someone to pull me out. So I got all my stuff together, a couple of bags, put them in the car. I said, "You didn't need to bring the trailer, Dad. Actually, I haven't got that much stuff." And I came down to Bristol. And within a few months, I'd got myself a job, and with a company, and I was working with them as a service engineer. And after a while, I got promoted in the company. I started doing really well, and I got into a sales executive job. And after a few years, I was earning between sort of £8,000 and £9,000 a month take home, which for someone who was like in their 20s at this point was very, very good, and I was quite happy about that. So I was eating out every night. Every night was a Friday, Saturday night. We were out on the lash and stuff. I got into the clubbing scene. As a result of that, we were popping some ecstasy tablets and speed and stuff just to keep awake and be able to drink lots of drink and stuff. And with that came lots of relationships, which I'm not proud of now, but yeah, had like lots of girlfriends and stuff, and it was quite a battle to kind of balance between any of them not finding out about each other. And it got to a place really where I think there's this lie in life that if you attain a certain level of success, so if you've got a really nice car, you've got a really big bank account, and you can eat out all the time, and you can do all these certain things, that people think you'll be happy. Now, I thought that, but the thing was, I'd achieved it because I was earning so much money. Then I came to a place where I realised there was that it didn't satisfy. I had all these things, but yet I was still empty inside. And so I thought, what is going on here? I've got the money, I've got the car, I've got the girls, I've got the drink and the food and the pills and stuff like that, but yet, even though they give me a buzz on the inside when I take all those things, because I'd be lying if they didn't, it still didn't satisfy. It left me empty afterwards. And so I thought, what is it? It must be England. It must be the women around here. It must be the clubs and stuff. It's just rubbish. What's happening? So I decided that what I'd do is I'd go travelling. So I told my employer that I wanted a month off work. And I thought, if I go away and I find out what life's all about, actually I can just stay there and stuff them, and I would have got an extra month's pay. So a friend of mine and friend of me, we got our backpacks together. We went on a plane, went over to Hong Kong, went over to Thailand, did a bit of island hopping and stuff, and we saw lots of great stuff. But whilst we were out there, I started to really think, and I think it was because I was taking time out of just the busyness of what I was used to, and I started to just seek for a bigger answer. And I'd never had a problem with God really being there, but I didn't know how I could know God. And when I came back to England, my brother had been investigating Christianity, and he'd signed me up for this course called an Alpha course, which was an opportunity to just ask all the big questions about life. Who's God? Does he heal today? Like, what about the devil? What's going on? Is there more to life than this? What about heaven and stuff? So I went on this course, and I got to ask those questions, and I was really kind of, yeah, right, you're not going to convert me. But actually, over a period of time, I realised that God was there, which I didn't really have a problem with. But the reason that I didn't know him was there was so much stuff in my life that I'd done wrong, let's call it sin, it was like blocking me from knowing God. And I discovered that the way that I could know God was I could come to him through Jesus, that God sent his son Jesus to die on a cross to forgive me of all the mess and the stuff that I'd done wrong, and I could then have that lifted off me and enter a relationship with God. And so one afternoon, it was a summer's day, I went up on this big hill, bit of a Bruce Almighty experience, well, I was hoping for, and I got out of my car and went onto this field, and it was sunny and the sun was setting, and I just kind of made sure there was no one looking, and I was up there and I was like, right, God, if you're there, that's it, I'm going to become a Christian. I want to give my life to you. I'm sorry for all the things I've done. I give my life to you. Thank you that you died on the cross for me, Jesus. And I'm like waiting, and I'm waiting. And actually, it didn't feel like anything happened at the time. And you know, like those cartoons where, like, when the lightning bolt hits, there's like the boots that are left smoking. And I thought something like that was going to happen, but it didn't. But actually, what I'd done at that point was really sincere, and I'd made that commitment to God and give my life to him. And actually, after the next few months after that, my life radically changed. Just all the things that were wrong in my life, the things that I was doing, the relationships I was in, the stuff I was saying that was coming out of my mouth, all changed. Not because I thought I'd better be good now because I'm a Christian, but because God had come into my life and he changed my heart.